Welcome everyone to another installment of the Armor Night Roundtable. Today we're going to be discussing an interesting topic. A lot of people might not have expected it, but we're going to be talking about sex today. Sex has a lot to do with your spiritual journey and being aware of having a balanced sexual life is really important. And we're going to really get into it and have a little bit of fun today and just break it down for you guys. So why don't we start with some of you guys' perspectives on why you think knowing about sex and on your spiritual journey is important. Why don't we start with Miss Moon?
The importance of sex to me is to connect to your partner on a spiritual level, and when you understand yourself and you know how your body functions and you're in tune with your body, and then you take that knowledge and you connect it with your partner and, tuning in with your partner's energy and then merging it together, it brings you to a level of a spiritual connection. So it helps you, it helps elevate you. And when you guys come together, you guys can help each other come to a higher spiritual place, if that's indeed the energy that you're trying to evoke. So yeah, that's the importance of sex to me, outside of it just being great, But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's true.
I'd say that's pretty much dead on.
I would also like to add.
Did you want to give your perspective, Christina?
Yeah.
Well, I pretty much agree with everything she said. There's not really much I can add to that. It is definitely a connection between the person that you're with and something very special that you don't really want to go around doing that with random people. You have to find that connection that you feel with the person on a deep level.
Yeah, Carl, would you like to add something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I wanted to add was, sex on another note is really, creation on a smaller scale. I mean, sex is a powerful, energy that, when yin and yang when yin and yang, connect and merge, you get an explosion of energy, and that's creation on a smaller scale. And, sex is a beautiful thing, and it could be, it's a beautiful thing on our level, but on a microscopic level, it's a very chaotic, destructive. It's just a destructive kind of thing, but it's a violent creation, but it's also like it's a I don't know how to explain it. I just lost what I was saying, but
break down on why it's chaotic. I want to know that part. Why is it chaotic?
Well, I mean, okay, you have sex, the semen enters you, and then this battle ensues with the different sperm cells. They're battling each other, then they have to battle to the egg. It's a really
True.
Yeah, it's a really violent way of creation, and it's not necessarily violent, but it's just a violent process. It's also a beautiful process. That's what I really was trying to say.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, that's true. I wanted to touch on the fact that what Christina said, that you shouldn't have sex with a lot of random people. We've noticed in our society today, most people's interactions with others, when people most of the time have sex, it's usually with random people a lot of times, or people they don't know too well, and that can be really damaging to somebody's energy. Interacting with multiple partners, within a short amount of time can really take a toll on your not only your aura, but on your mental efficiency. And a lot of people sometimes like to overlook that. Even people in the spiritual community, we all still come from the matrix, so we all like to sex. When it comes to sex, that's still a challenge. A lot of us still like to see it from a mundane perspective. We all like to get into, oh, she's fine, I want to go hit that, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of people still don't see that. It's still something that should be took into thought a little more conservatively than, being so liberal about it and wanting to have sex with everybody you see or every fine chick you see, or every hot guy you might see, you know.
I'd also like to add, what you were saying about that is like, when you're having sex, you're exchanging energy. And when you necessarily exchange energy with somebody who's not on your frequency, what you're doing is kind of boosting them up a little bit with your energy, but it's actually bringing you down. So if you're out there just having sex with every chick, I mean, you have to have some type of standard. I mean, you just can't be messing around with every chick. Even if you can get them, I mean, you have to think about on an energetic level. If they're not energetically on your level, then they're just going to bring you down. Because, if you roll around in trash, you're going to get dirty. You're going to start smelling like trash eventually. And, people who know energy will recognize that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for real.
So it's very
that's a good point.
important to watch that.
Good point.
True.
Yeah,
Totally.
I'd also like to add that, the Matrix perspective over what sex is really wrong, so to speak, because like dudes always get pushed for going for chicks and sleeping with them because, so to speak, that's like the main purpose of youth basically. But that's not good, because every time you sleep with a woman, you basically like when you ejaculate, you give out life force, and that's not good for your energy, especially if you're a player, so to speak, and you got 10 chicks a day or something. I don't know who can handle that, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess it really depends, but the Matrix perspective on what sex is, it's not healthy, you know what I mean? Because it can really cause holes in your aura and stuff like that. It can get your energy down. Like, you can get easily attacked by stuff you don't want to get attacked by and stuff like that. But in a sense, like if you're spiritual and all of that, sex is really important. Because even let's say you're in a twin flame relationship, bonding is really important because it kind of has the role of unlocking certain things. You know what I mean? So you gotta definitely pay attention to where you stand in terms of this, and just analyze what you're doing, so to speak.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Chris, because when it comes to interchanging that energy with other people, it's really crucial to make sure that person, like you said, is on the same level as you, but at the same time, it's like the damages of having, that connection, or the lack of connection, or the lack of understanding that sex is actually intended to elevate yourself spiritually. Even if you're having sex with someone that's in a committed relationship, but you're going in it with just the mindset of just feeling good, then you can actually cause yourself, your body damage, and also your partner's damage, because it's actually intended to be taken in with a full consciousness of bringing your body into a full, complete circle, and being in tune with your body and with your partner's body. And I kind of wanted to tap into that a little bit more when you mentioned that, because there's 9 levels of orgasms, and you can actually heal your body, and you can actually heal and help heal your partner's body, and vice versa. And the first level of orgasm is it opens up and energizes your lungs, and the second level of orgasm, it energizes your heart. And then that's also too when the couple or the partners like to start to tongue kiss, because the tip of your tongue actually corresponds to your heart, and so it actually helps to energize the heart-to-heart connection. And the third level starts to energize your spleen, stomach, and your pancreas, and so you're getting healing on that level. And then moving down to your fourth, it opens up your kidney and your bladder energy. And then that's when the woman starts to release, her secretions. And then on the fifth, it actually starts opening up the energy of the bones and the joints, and it starts to get loose. So the woman and the man starts to feel really really open and relaxed. And then usually at the fourth level is usually when the man starts to lose himself, because that's when the blood gets really hot. It's at a boiling point for a woman. and the intensity of that heat usually makes the man just kind of like let go, and he can't like hold on anymore. But if he can hold on, he can actually take it to another level to where, it starts to increase the energy of the liver and the spleen, and then taking it to the seventh, it gets to and the eighth, it gets to energizing your muscles and relaxing your muscles. So it's really like important if a man can like, control and hold his semen, he could actually start healing himself and his partner at the same time. And if he is able to hold on that long, he could actually experience an orgasm for up to like 45 minutes as opposed to like that little quick, sensation of satisfaction. So it's kind of like dope if you can like, practice,
Train
the
yourself.
proper breathing techniques that can help you. Yeah, that can really help you like hold on. It's like it could be explosive.
That's an awesome
That's it.
breakdown.
Yeah,
That's it.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was great.
Speaking about training,
That's really interesting. I never heard about that before.
speaking about training,
Yeah.
I would
Go ahead.
I would
And
like
also,
to add
yeah.
something.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for dudes, like if you could learn how to hold it in, like when you ejaculate, that I mean it's really dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. But if you learn it and you're good at it, you practice it, then you could basically avoid ejaculating, which means that you don't send out that energy. That energy is like kept inside you and it builds up, so to speak. So you kind of get a boost of energy if you learn how to do that. So it's all about training. It's all about methods, because there's plenty of methods. People just got to look into them. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add.
Yeah, like you wouldn't
That's
start
cool.
like doing that like 10 times in a row. Like you would start like you do that like a couple times, maybe like 2 times, and then you would ejaculate, and then you can start gradually move yourself up to like doing it like 10 times in a row. I mean, and I think even people who like hold it in like regularly and they've mastered that still have to let it out at some point. And a lot of it has to do with your diet too. Like if you eat acidic foods, and your semen is more liquidy, it doesn't have that thicker consistency that allows it to be retained, like when you eat alkaline foods. So when you eat more acidic foods, you're more prone to ejaculating, which is another reason why so many people do it. But yeah, definitely, like you could definitely store a lot of energy, and that's how like the Kundalini energy works too. Like when you don't ejaculate, like then because the energy goes down when you ejaculate, when you retain it, then it actually moves up your spine and enters into your further.